All right, what up, people? It's your boy CHIG from Gunner Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new review. This time to review that Man City versus Arsenal game. What can I say about it? It went as expected, you know. I think what was particularly harsh is, in certain seasons prior to that, it used to piss me off when we used to get destroyed by these bigger teams. But, if they played exceptionally well on the day and we played particularly badly, you could write it off as a freak occurrence, a freak performance, But what was really shuddering about that performance just today was they didn't even really try. It wasn't even like they particularly got out of second gear. They hit maybe 2-3 passes, opened up our defense. 2-3 passes, opened up our defense. I've never seen our defense opened up on a consistent basis so easily. The performance wasn't just poor; it was absent. It was absent without leave. It was a disgrace. It was poor from the get-go. The lineup made no sense. Why would you go into your biggest game of the season and then leave your biggest signing of the year on the bench? It made no sense. It made zero sense. For me, Alexis and Ozil, go. I've always had that stance with Ozil before. I've just, for me, when the stories came up, I was just like, all right, do you know what I mean? Go, do your thing, bounce, whatever. Because your little words, your little pretty, I want to fight for Arsenal, I want to do this, that, and the other, and you're not signing your contract, has never been something that's particularly impressed me about him. I've never been fooled by it. I've never been taken into it. In fact, I'll be real with you, part of me is kind of hoping he doesn't sign that contract. Because to me, there are more players that are better suited to the Arsenal team. He's not a player that has ever been suited to the Arsenal team. He isn't. He just isn't. And this is where I feel like I might go away from the game for a bit. And I might call out our fans for some bullshit. Yeah? So when it comes to things like Ozil, right? Too many people suckling at the teat because it's Mesut Ozil, we've got Mesut Ozil. We haven't had Mesut Ozil since 2013. This is his ghost brother, his fake brother that has been sent along to play for us. Because there's nothing about the Mesut Ozil that I saw from Madrid has ever turned up at Arsenal. Not really. Not really. When you have to throw stats at something to defend a point, you're kind of on sensitive grounds. And whenever people want to defend Mesut Ozil, the first thing they'll reach for is stats. If you have to defend something through stats because it's not obvious, right? Particularly when it comes to defending a whole player. If you have to defend that player through stats, there's a fucking problem. Because never in my life do I ever remember anyone saying, oh, well, Dennis Bergkamp doesn't score enough goals, but here's his stats. Never in my life did I hear someone say, oh, Robert Perez, he doesn't score as many goals as he should, even though he did score quite a few goals, to be fair. But he doesn't score as many goals as he should, but here's his stats. There's a reason for that. There are reasons for that. Maybe because, first of all, they're fucking winners. Second of all, they play with some fucking pride. Oh my gosh. It's so annoying. It's annoying. I knew it was going to happen. And I sat there. And first of all, I went from laughing and joking and thinking this is a ridiculous performance to getting more and more angry, more and more upset more and more annoyed. And then people have the audacity to say to me that this man is the one that they're hoping signs a damn contract. I'll tell you what, Meza, on the off chance that you are watching this, go. I don't want you to sign your contract. Bounce. I honestly believe that we potentially have better, or we can go and find better. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to come here like some know-it-all, like, oh, well, you're saying that no, CHIG. Weren't you excited in 2013? I was excited. Was I excited as much as everyone else? Not really. But I was excited. I thought to myself, okay, we didn't really need that. I go back to previous discussions I've had on this channel. And I've always said to you, I was excited when we signed Mesut Ozil in 2013. But as per usual, it masked over what we actually needed in that particular year. We needed a striker that year. Mesut Ozil came from nowhere and people just lost their minds. And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, great. Where's the striker? Who's he providing goals for? He's never been a player to me that I've ever thought to myself, there's an Arsenal-type player. Never. Not for 1 minute. He slows up the play. He doesn't work particularly hard. Yeah, not all of our players are particularly good at defending, but he is so lackadaisical that he's sideways at times. He is the most frustrating player to watch because you know he has something. But to me, he's never been a player that, in my opinion, has ever suited Arsenal Football Club. And it's starting to slowly dawn on people that, oh, well, maybe he isn't. Maybe he shouldn't. Like, I had people actually ragging on me because I wouldn't start that motherfucker against City. Why would I start him against flipping City? Did you see his bullshit today? Same old shit. Same old shit. And why? Because he gets a pass because he used to play well for another club. That's the reason Mesut Ozil gets a pass today. Because he played well for another club. Not even our club. Another fucking club. That is how ridiculous we are as fans to players. We are all too ready to give passes to players, saying, oh, well, Mesut Ozil hasn't played well for a majority of the fucking season. But hell, in our biggest game of the season, let's wheel this motherfucker out there, go and pay the amount of cash that we're paying him a week, and let's see him once again go missing in a big game. And you wonder why there was no one in for him in the summer. No one wants that bullshit. Pay £330,000 a week. For what? For what? Meanwhile, you have flipping Arsene Wenger talking about how he's ruling out people like Mahrez and people like Lamar. Why? For Mesut. Hell, at least with Mahrez and Lamar, you're going to get somebody who has effort, who's putting in some effort in this motherfucker. Instead of, as per usual, game by game, tick-tock, tick-tock, what's Mesut done? Bullshit. Tick-tock, tick-tock, what's Mesut done? Bullshit. 15 games go by, the same old useless nonsense. Oh, Mesut scores a goal, everybody has a fucking ejaculation party. Oh, Mesut hits a sideways pass that results in a goal. Everybody comes all over the place again. It's like a fucking bukkake. People need to be realistic. Let's just be real here. If Mesut turns around tomorrow and says he wants to sign an Arsenal contract tomorrow, would you really be happy to have that for the next 4 to 5 years? Go now. Go now. I don't even want him to wait till June. Go now. Oh, well, that would mean we're worse off. We're worse off. We're barely a top 8 team. Let's be real here. We're barely a top 8 team. Once Everton finally get their shit together, and they won today, once Everton finally get their shit together, it won't be long before those motherfuckers overtake us. It will not be long. We are a joke, a mess, and it's so painful because you're just watching this happen. And like I said to you guys last week, it's like the most apparent long con game in the world. Because If it's just a case of we're just not them guys, we're not that, we're just not that, we're not a top, we're not an elite club anymore. Drop them fucking prices then. How about that? It'd be easier to take as a fan if you said to us, look, we're not a top 6 club. To reflect that, we're dropping the prices. It'd be easier to take. Still no. And that's the problem. We as a fan base can't get our shit together. We can't, first of all, can't decide if a player is good enough to play for Arsenal. Let me tell you something. Mesut Ozil is not good enough to play for Arsenal. Let's have that fucking right. He's not good enough to play for Arsenal. And before somebody saying, oh, but he's a world-class player, Chris, what the fuck are you talking about? If you don't show up in big games, what is the point? Listen to, that's like me saying I'm an elite athlete because I'm capable on my day of losing about 7 stone. Guess what, motherfuckers? If I'm still a fat cunt, I can't then claim to be an elite athlete. It's as simple as that. Yes, I'm capable of losing weight. Yes, I desperately want to lose weight. But here's the fucking reality of it. How can I then claim to be an elite athlete if I'm not going to do what is necessary in order to be that elite athlete? Let's just be real, people. Let's be real. Oh, Mesut Ozil knocks a sideways pass. Everyone's jizzing all over the place. Yes, he played well against Everton. And? What are you talking about? At this point, it's more of a surprise when he plays well than when he doesn't. Let's just be honest. As for flipping Alexis Sanchez, you fanboys, come get me. I don't give a flying fuck. He can piss off too. That's why you done heard me. Alexis Sanchez can piss off too. I asked a question at the start of the season, and I will continue to ask this every single fucking week until somebody gives me an answer. Are we going to get the same Alexis Sanchez as we did last season? If he stays, and I said it at the time, just putting it out there, if he stays, are we really going to get a man who's going to give everything? Tell me, between the start of the season and it's the 5th of July, the 5th of November now, do you really mean to tell me that this is a man who's the same person as last season, that this is a player who's giving everything like he did last season? Bullshit! My apologies, because I know there's some women listening, and I know this is not the best example, but fuck it, I'm pissed. So just bear with me, right? This to me is an example, right? Fellas, you know what I'm talking about, right? This to me is an example of, oh, you're dating this really sexy South American girl. She's hot, you know, she's got a fat ass, perfect, round, just perfect, plump, beautiful, juicy, everything. Boobs wrapped up, face beautiful, just stunning. You know, she's sex on legs. You're looking at her, you just think to yourself, God damn, I need to take you back home immediately. And you have that thought process for the rest of your life. Now, you know deep down, none of your friends like her, none of your family think that she's having a detrimental outlook towards your job. You're always late to work now because of her. You don't take work as seriously as you used to. You're a little bit sharper on your friends. You're bailing on your friends a lot more. You're not fucking seeing this because you're blinded by that fat ass. That's what you're blinded by, right? But you just think to yourself, oh, I don't know what these guys are talking about, because she does that little thing with the tongue and you can't get past that thing with the tongue. So you think to yourself, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. But she's having a slowly but surely detrimental outlook to the team, impact to the team. To your life, I should say. But to the team, relating it back to Alexis Sanchez. That is what Alexis Sanchez is. He's essentially this woman who's having this detrimental impact to the team. And I knew it would, because when I started hearing stories about the fact that, oh, he was causing all these types of fights in training and this, that, the other, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, listen, I love Alexis Sanchez, but if he's falling out with that many people on the team, maybe it might be best if he goes and that we look to replace it. The way people came at me, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what on earth is going on? It's November. Tell me we're still seeing that same Alexis Sanchez that we did last season. Now shut my mouth. Tell me that he's still doing the things that he did last season, and I'll shut my mouth. Tell me he still wants to play for this club, and I'll shut my mouth. None of those things you can tell me. Going back to the example, the girl is now, all she's doing is she's flirting with other guys in your face. Every now and again, she throws you a bone and she fucks you, but it's not nearly as good as it used to be. Every now and again, she throws out a world-class performance. But even that has only been maybe once in the last couple of months. It's the exact same fucking thing. But people are so blinded by that fat bum. And yeah, that bum might be fat, but it shouldn't cloud you from the overall judgment of, hold on, this person is having a detrimental effect on my life. This person is having a detrimental effect on the team. We used to be a fan base that used to be proud of saying, no player is bigger than that club. We used to be proud of that shit. Even when Henry was leaving and people were devastated, oh my gosh, even my sister, she might not appreciate me saying this, even my sister was on the verge of tears when Thierry announced he was going to Barcelona, right? Even she was like, do you know what? You know, we should just let Lexi go, because no player is bigger than the team. Just like we should have let Henry go all that time, all that 8 years ago, because it was right. It was right at that time. We should have let him go. No player is bigger than the team, and that is for Thierry Henry. If you talk to certain people about Alexis Sanchez going, they shut it down. They don't even want to discuss it. Tell me what Alexis Sanchez contributed today. Fuck all. Fuck all. And my fear, my overall fear in terms of player acquisitions is we've just bought Alexandre Lacazette, right? He comes in. What the hell is he thinking? He must be thinking, what mess have I joined? I've joined a club where I thought I was going to play every single game. This guy barely, I don't think he's ever had 90 minutes for our club. Not to my knowledge. And if he has, it's not been for some time. You know, it's a club that's clearly falling apart. The fan base could not be more further apart from that board if they tried. And the board, let me not get started with the damn board. You offered this old man 2 years. 2 years. It would have been easier to take last season if you didn't feel like there was an option out there, or the person you wanted, whether it was Allegri, whether it was Simeone, whoever, wasn't available. So you said to yourself, all right, I'll give Wenger another year. And in that year, we're going to look for his long-term successor. Do you know what? I'd have been like, fine. Because from a fan base, you would have immediately got me on side. For the simple reason that you are starting to look forward. You're starting to plan forward. You already know who you want. You just want to make sure that you lock them down, and you don't want to put our club in jeopardy in the meantime. How the hell can I not support that? And believe me, I hate that board. But I would have supported that. But then you give this old man 2 years. You don't even throw us a bone about the fact that, oh, you know, this might be his longest contract. There's just constant teases, as though you're teasing a good thing, that he may stay beyond the summer. Oh, God help us if he stays beyond those 2 years. Let me tell you. You do that. You insult us in the media. You insult us during AGMs. You talk to us like a piece of shit during them. And during the times when there is turbulence at the club, there's no one to be seen apart from this old man. This club is falling apart. It's falling apart. So I went into the City game with low to minimum to low to none expectations. There were no expectations, really. If I'm being truthful, there were no fucking expectations. There were no expectations. When Lacazette scored, I didn't even celebrate. I laughed. I just said, hey, there you go, Arsene Wenger. That's what your £50 million should be buying you. But in the genius of Arsene Wenger, he leaves him on the bench like some sort of idiot. Which, speaking of Lacazette, here's my theory on Lacazette. I don't even believe there's an Arsene Wenger signing. Don't think he's an Arsene Wenger signing. I thought that from the beginning, but I've always kept that thought process to myself. But I've always thought to myself, well, Wenger would have signed him if he really wanted him the season before or the season before that. I feel like he almost signed him this time because he felt like he had to. And when you can always tell when a player is not a Wenger signing because he initially doesn't play them along. Just like Lacazette. We know he should have started today. We know he should have started today. But for some unusual reason, Wenger decides, nah, this will be the game where I'm not going to start Lacazette for some stupid reason. The one unknown element we had was Lacazette. It would have made all the sense in the world to start him, but not in Arsene Wenger's world. We saw Alexis up front. Oh, genius. You mean the guy that wanted to go to fucking City in the first place? You would have made more sense leaving out Alexis today. Even though I wouldn't have, I would have understood that decision. Completely understood that decision. Psychologically, I would have understood that decision. Because look what the fuck he did today. Fuck all. At this rate, we may as well go. We may as well just cut our losses, sell these guys in January, rebuild, except that we are not an elite club. We're not that club. We ain't. We ain't. It'll do us all the good in the world to just accept that. Because then these type of beatings will be easier to take. Because after the international break, we got fucking Tottenham. Crying out loud. What are we going to do for that? Tottenham. At home, mind you. You reckon they ain't going to whoop our ass? I'm convinced they're going to destroy us. I am convinced they're going to destroy us. As much as it pains me to admit it, after City, Tottenham are the next best club. They are. They're playing that well. Defensively, attacking-wise, midfield-wise, their balance is damn near perfect. They have a manager that gets it. That gets it. They're not caught up with the same old bullshit system all the time. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of our bullshit. I'm tired of having this same old argument with Ozil fanboys, having this same old argument with Alexis fanboys. If you don't want to play for the club, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Prince William. I don't care if you're Messi. Your name should not be bigger than the club. Do you know what? Because you have a good reputation last season that should actually entitle you to this bullshit. No. If you want to flirt with other clubs, you want to do what you want to do, no problem. Bounce. Go. Leave. And people need to be able to just take that out of their hearts and say, you know what? It's clear he doesn't want to go. Let him go. And no one can tell me, looking at Alexis and Ozil today, that those weren't two players who just want to go. They just want to go. And it saddens me that we're in a situation where I don't even know where the hell we are in the table. Quite frankly, I don't even look at that Premier League table anymore. But we're now in a situation where we play Tottenham and we're at a very real possibility of getting our asses exposed badly. And if we do that, that will break my heart. It will break my heart. I'm sorry this isn't some sort of more succinct review. I'm tired, I'm annoyed, I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm pissed off by that performance. I'm pissed off we have this manager that should have been put to pasture 5 years ago. Let's be real here, 5 years ago. I'm pissed that we have a board that are more content with laughing at us than instead of doing their job and fixing the problem at hand. I'm upset that we have a fan base that can't get their shit together and protest properly. Be on the same page. Even if it isn't with this, even if it isn't over this manager, surely over these damn owners. I'll probably throw another review on here just because I'm not. I tried to record it and I got more and more annoyed because I kept thinking about certain mistakes people were doing, whether it was Coquelin or the choice of fucking Coquelin. Oh my gosh. You know what? I ain't working tomorrow. I'm out of here, people. I'm drinking a little Henny. I'm out of here. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button. I'm not normally having a nervous breakdown, but today is just I've had enough of these damn people. If you're listening to me for the first time, hit that subscribe button, crush that like button for me. I may do a proper review of this game. Outside of that, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Fucking Arsenal, man.